This time I will be showing you how to knit this beautiful 2-layer flower. For work you need 2 balls of yarn, a pair of knitting needles, a tapestry needle and a crochet hook to make stamens in the center. To start, cast on 10 stitches. I am making a slip knot, and then cast on 9 more stitches using the cable cast on method. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one, 10. I have 10 stitches on the main needle. Begin knitting the first row right side. Knit the first stitch, then knit 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and purl the last stitch. Turn the work, begin knitting the second row wrong side, slip the edge stitch on the beginning and purl each stitch across. For the edge I will slip the first purlwise and purl the last stitch in every next row. Continue, knit 8 more rows of stockinette. Row 3, slip the first stitch, knit 8, and purl the last stitch. Turn row 4 wrong side, slip the first stitch, purl 8, and purl the last stitch as well. Now turn row 5 right side, slip the first stitch, purlwise, knit 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and purl the last one. Turn row 6 wrong side, slip the first stitch and purl each stitch across the row. Turn row 7 right side, slip the first stitch, knit 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and purl the last one. Turn row 8 wrong side, slip the first stitch and purl each stitch across the row. Again, turn to the right, work row 9, slip the first stitch and knit 8, and then purl the last stitch. Turn row 10 wrong side, slip the first stitch and purl each stitch till the end. I made 10 rows of stockinette. Now to complete the first petal, bind off 8 stitches. Work on the right side, binding off by knitting 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last time 8. Here I have 2 left stitches, one on the main needle, purl into this last stitch, then turn to the wrong side, slip the first stitch purlwise and purl the last one. Again, turn to the right and begin knitting the second petal. Here is our first petal of the first layer. We need to continue and knit 4 more petals following the same pattern. Here I have 2 stitches on the main needle. Continue working on the right. To begin knitting the second petal, cast on 8 more stitches with the cable cast on method. I have 7 stitches. I need to cast on 3 more. 8, 9, and the last one, 10. Now knit 10 rows of stockinette. Knit the first 8 stitch of this first row, then knit 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and purl the last stitch. Remember, the first and the last stitches are the edge stitches. I'll slip the first stitch and purl the last one in every next row. When you complete 10 rows of stockinette, bind off 8 stitches on the right, and then you can begin knitting the next petal the same way. So keep working, complete the second petal and knit 3 more to have 5 petals for the flower. Here I'm about to complete the last 5th petal. I still need to make 4 rows of stockinette. This is row 7, turn, and work row 8, wrong side, slip the first stitch and purl each stitch across the row. Then turn and work row 9, right side, slip the first stitch, knit 8, and purl the last stitch. Turn and work the last row, row 10, slip the first stitch and purl each stitch across. Now on the right side, bind off all the stitches by knitting 2 together. While binding off, make loose stitches and work until you have 1 loop on your needle. Now cut the yarn, leaving the tail about 30 centimeters long, and pull this last loop all the way through the stitch to secure the end. Here are my 5 petals. Now continue working with the tapestry needle to form a flower. I threaded the yarn tail into the needle, work on the right side. With the needle, pick up each stitch, each edge stitch on the left of the petals. Do it by inserting the needle in 2 loops of each stitch, first from the front to the back and then from the back to the front. And then pull the yarn through these stitches. Work all the way till you reach the last edge stitch on the last petal. Once you're done, pull the yarn tail tight and in the center. And then join the first and the last petal together by making a couple of stitches closer to the center. The first layer of our flower is ready. It has 5 large petals. Now let's begin knitting the next layer of petals. The second layer will consist of 3 small petals. To begin knitting the second layer, I took the yarn of different color, and now we need to cast on 6 stitches. Make a slip knot and then cast on 5 more. 3, 4, 5, and the last one, 6. First row, knit 5, 3, 4, 5, and purl the last stitch. Turn row 2, wrong side, slip the first stitch and purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one. Turn row 3, right side, slip 1, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and purl the last one. Turn row 4, wrong side, slip the first stitch purlwise and purl each stitch across. Turn, work row 5, right side, slip 1, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and purl the last one. Turn row 6, wrong side, slip the first stitch and purl 5. Here we made 6 rows of stockinette. Turn to the right to bind off the stitches. Bind off 4 stitches by knitting 2 together. 1, 2, 3, and the last time 4. 1 stitches on the main needle, purl into this stitch, then turn to the wrong side, slip the first stitch and purl the last one. Then turn to the right side and begin knitting the second petal. Here how our small petal looks like. We need to continue and knit 2 more same petals. To begin the second petal, cast on 4 more stitches to have 6 stitches on the main needle. And the last one 4. And now begin knitting the second petal. Follow the same pattern as for the first one. Keep working, complete the second petal and knit 1 more. I'm working on the last third petal. Knit each stitch on the right and purl each stitch on the wrong. For the edge, slip the first and purl the last stitch of every row. Turn, this is row 5 right side, slip, knit 4 and purl 1. Turn, row 6 wrong side, slip 1 and purl 5. I made 6 rows of stockinette. To complete this petal, bind off all the stitches on the right side by knitting 2 together. We're done knitting the second layer. Cut the yarn leaving the tail like 20 centimeters long. Pull this last loop all the way through the stitch to secure the end. Here are our 3 petals. Now continue working with the tapestry needle. Working on the right, with the needle go through an each stitch that are to the left of the petals. Then join the first and the last petals together to form a flower. And the second layer of smaller petals is ready to be attached to the large petals, to the first layer of large petals. Here on my first layer, I will pull a yarn tail to make the opening in the center smaller. And now we can just sew the second layer of petals to the first one. Pass the needle through the center to the back. And here on the back, working through the 8 stitches, sew these 2 layers together. Work all the way around. Here our flower is almost ready, but I still would like to make stamens in the center. I'll be working with a crochet hook. Here you can see I passed the yarn tail of my first layer through the center to the front. I'll be using this tail end to crochet stamens. To begin, insert the hook in 2 strands of the first petal, any strands closer to the center. Take this yarn, pull it through, and then chain like 13. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then make a slip in any 2 strands of the next petal. Any strands that are closer to the center. Then again make chain stitches. This time I'll do 9 chain stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And again insert the hook in 2 strands of the third petal, somewhere in the center, and make a slip stitch through. Continue chain 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and slip in 2 strands of the first petal that we started the stamens from. That's it. Our flower is ready. Just bring the tail through the center to the back and hide all the tails on the back. In this tutorial, I showed you how to knit this beautiful 2-layer flower. First layer has 5 large petals, and the second layer only 3 small ones. The center is made of chain stitches worked with a crochet hook. The center of this flower you can decorate any other way, like you can sew a button to the center or some little beads. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to our channel for more free tutorials.